retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. Take the thing to see. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. Time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Flip gods into weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
all right.
Oh, I can't help but rock out, man. You know me, I'm the master of air guitar.
It's a ripping playlist that we've got at the front.
Yeah. I've got a master air guitar. I think I've gotten a little rusty on my guitar skills. Ask Byers and Tish from Tuesday Night Podcast.
I've seen you at the karaoke bars.
Nick, what's up, buddy? Mike, what's good, brother? Watch from Knoxville. Watch from the karaoke bars. No one can beat me at air guitar. I promise you. I promise.
Sounds like an extra little throw down here at in Georgia.
Devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for air guitar to play. Anyways, I got nothing.
Nope.
So, hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of ADRL, the podcast, American Drag Racing League podcast. Thursday night podcast, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yes. Thursday.
Every Thursday. Hope you're able to join in last Thursday. It's a very exciting Thursday night podcast last week. This is a very special podcast tonight, and I want to thank everybody for joining in tonight. It's already everybody's jumping in already. Holy cow. Look at those. Okay, cool. Right on. But yeah, so welcome back. And it is a big podcast. Very happy to be having this podcast, as a matter of fact, like I am every podcast. But we got some special announcements, don't we, Prince Adam?
Special announcements and special guests.
Mm-hmm.
Get the total package tonight.
That's right. Oh, and by the way, ADRL merch.
It
Go and
is
get
available.
yourself some. It's good shit. By the way, I keep getting friend requests. I'm maxed at 5,000. I don't know how to get any more. It won't let me. And Facebook
popular.
is screwed up. That's not my point.
What a problem.
What a problem. I keep getting them, and I love you guys, but I can't, which makes it complicated because I can't mess it. It causes all kinds of problems. So if anybody has any feedback on how we can address that, let me know, and I'll try to get that fixed. But I'm capped at 5, and don't know how all these other guys managed to make it beyond that.
Yeah, worst case scenario, definitely follow the ADRL on Facebook itself, because Ryan and I definitely get any message or anything that comes through there.
That's right. That's right. But welcome back. Let's kind of recap what's happened since the last podcast. So as everybody may or may not know, I went down to Bradenton again for the World Series of Pro Mod. That was a pretty cool event, man. Holy shit, there was a lot of cars. And what was great about that is, being the ADRL, I'm sure everybody knows that we're the, if you want to call it, the godfather of professional 8-mile drag racing. Basically, the ADRL is what gave 8-mile drag racing its platform on a professional level about 20 years ago. And so a lot of these guys at World Series of Pro Mod were there. A lot of them got their start with the ADRL. A lot of them are former ADRL world champions. So I thought it was important to go there and, hang out and talk to the guys. So it was really cool. Got to talk to a lot of guys. Everybody on the PGS racing team, Cole, Brandon. I could probably start just going through a whole line. Met Chuck 55, Justin Swanstrom, he was a cool cat. Keith Haney, Larry Jeffers was another cool guy. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, right? Of course, Travis Harvey and Sullivan and Scruggs and you name them. They were all there. Of course, Chris and Amanda Duncan, Amanda Hoover. Duncan. Got it. I fixed that.
I'm always there to catch that one.
Yeah, but now I'm tired of you correcting me, so I'm trying to fix it, which is good. That's a good thing.
We're making progress.
Who else was there? Luis from Fuel Tech, one of the owners of Fuel Tech. Who else? Everybody was there. It was great to meet them all. I will say it was an emotional roller coaster because the majority of the conversations were great. However, a percentage of them were not so great. And if you don't know why, it is what it is. But it was like running a gauntlet. A lot of the guys that didn't know, I just kind of walked into the pit, introduced myself, and was just hoping for some mercy. A couple times I thought I was going to get a little sketchy. One point I actually thought I was going to throw down in somebody's trailer. I don't think they want any, though. It didn't take much for things to just kind of calm down there.
Harold's got some great words of encouragement for you there.
You guys treat the racers very well, and I wish more would pick up on what you've been doing. Great job, guys. Thanks, Harold. I appreciate that, brother. And we're only getting started, right? We're only getting started with all of it. So appreciate that, man. So yeah, it was a big week, and that was a huge milestone for me. And a lot of things have happened in this past week that are monumental for me as a new promoter and a new organization owner. But just for the organization for itself. 8 days out. South Drags 8 days out. Can you believe that, Prince Adam?
No,
quick, dude.
It really, well, and we knew it would, but you never expect it to be as quick as it is. And
sure,
yeah, here we are 8 days out, but I'll be damned if we didn't throw something together.
Yeah, we sure the hell did. You know what it is? Teamwork, perseverance, competence, and character. Those things, which the first two kind of incorporate in the character part, just with those two things, you could pretty much accomplish anything. Tish, what's up, sister?
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! That's right. Sorry if I yeehawed too loud and everybody's ears.
Nope.
So yeah, Georgia Drags 8. Go to the FOAT. If you're a racer and you plan on coming, make it easier on us. Go to the FOAT, get your register, pay for your entry fee. If you need extra wristbands or pit vehicles, take care of them there. That's going to help us out tremendously at the gate, dealing with cash and transactions and stuff like that. So if you have, great. If not, okay. If you have to do it at the event, then so be it. I mean, we're more than accommodating, but we're trying to get things a little more streamlined. So go to the FOAT. If you're a spectator, Go on there, buy your VIP, buy your camping passes, get your spectator entry passes, do it online prior to the event so you get them cheaper. Also, new class. Ready? Drum roll. For a lot of people that don't know, we've really been working on adding a new class, and I've thought about it strategically, but I'm going to give this one to Eddie Maloney, who is our new competition and tech director, for putting this one together. I said, hey, man, you have the reins. He wanted to do it. He took it on, and so he did it. And we're going to end up doing some bracket racing. It's going to be box and no box bracket racing. For all you guys that are experienced drag racers that know what that is, you know what it is. It's pro and super pro, and we're going to follow all the NHR rules for pro and super pro. For those of you that don't know what that class is, like myself, you just have to go figure it out because I don't know it all. I've known Derek Ward all my life, and his dad were good friends, and let me tell you, he's an extremely gifted driver, by the way. I got hacked a while back in Harold and Eddie Fast. Well, yeah, but Derek, I'm telling you, he's very good. Yeah, Derek, for sure. I mean, look what happened. Absolutely, for sure.
Shots fired.
Eddie's greater than Ron.
Holy cow.
Hey, you know what? I know my role. Isn't that part of being on a team, is knowing your role,
Sure.
knowing what you're good at, what you're not good at. Eddie knows his role. And
Delegation and communication.
that's right. And the man can make it happen. So, hey, Eddie, much love, brother. And appreciate you making it happen, dude. So, box and no box, electronics, no electronics, bracket 1, bracket 2, pro, super pro. They all mean the same thing. Follow the NHRA rules. And then if you want any information about entry fees and how we're going to pay it out, so on and so forth, go to ADRL's Facebook page, and it'll be on there. We haven't had it added to the website yet because it's been a last-minute class. So we have that. One last thing before we get our first guest on here. I do hate to be the bearer of bad news. It is for me too, and I'm sure it's going to be for a handful of people. And I know everybody has been. There's been a lot of questions about it because it hasn't been on the schedule. So I want to address and here's what I think is that you just got to address things heads on, right? So I need to address the schedule, and we need to address the Rockingham situation. So as everybody knows, at the end of last year, we came out with their schedule. We had drag stock planned for in September, same as we did last year. We'd already had the date secured, came out with our schedule. A couple months later, Virginia Motorsports Park had decided to put their the Shakedown Nationals, which is a very prestigious, long-time running drag race event. They put it on the exact same weekend that we had drag stock. So with that being said, we collectively decided, and Eddie was kind of the straw on the camel's back, and Dan and Al were really kind of like, hey, you need to think about this.
Supportive and helpful, definitely.
Yep, supportive and helpful.
Always.
I'm a little bullheaded, and I'm like, hey, whatever, we'll promote it and get it going. However, Eddie was like, don't do it. So we have to pull drag stock. We have to pull drag stock from the event schedule. Unfortunately, in September at Rockingham, because of the U.S. or because of the Shakedown Nationals is 3 hours away at Virginia Motorsports Park. So that would heavily impact us. A lot of the Pro Mod guys we foresee are going to be there until the ADRL starts getting its legs back under us, and we can feel confident with guys committing. We have a points system going on and all that, but as of right now, it would not have been good. So we did have to pull the event, and I'm sorry, guys. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not sorry. It was a calculated decision, and I know that it's going to be an unpopular decision for some folks, but got to do what you got to do, right? And that's what life's all about, is making decisions even sometimes when they're not popular. Got to have the courage to do that shit, folks. So there it is. It's announced, and we'll probably put it on the Facebook page too as well. So let's get to some better news, shall we, Prince Adam? I just want to say how excited I am as a new promoter and the new owner of the American Drag Racing League, a new promoter. You know, a whole new thing being in this industry for me has been very challenging to understand the concept of sponsorships. None of my former life has anything been regarding sponsorships. Now, as a musician, I understand you get sponsored by string companies and guitar companies, things like that, right? Pretty standard and basic stuff. amps and equipment and instrument cables, stuff like that. The drag racing world's been totally different. And with the ADRL's sort of lackluster forward-facing history over the past handful of years, it's been very challenging, and a lot of folks on the fence as far as wanting to sponsor us. I'll just put it that way. I'm just laying it on the table. So I have been doing everything in my God-given power and who I am to promote myself, promote my core values, my character, my level of competence as best as I can to try to land some sponsors. And it's all new to me. However, I officially have. I feel like a big boy, Adam. I feel like a big guy now, now that I got 3. Call me Mr. Fears.
No, it's good
Thanks,
to have
Bubba.
It's good to have partners.
Partners.
This.
Partners it is a partnership. You're right.
I don't like the
some like sponsor, some like partners. I think in our position, being getting it off the ground level again, per se, partnership is important to me because this is an opportunity where both sides can kind of benefit, feel each other out, start at a baseline, and then grow into something and flourish into something bigger. So 100%. I like partnership. So you're right. I like that. So I would like to announce.
I was waiting for him to pop onto camera because I haven't seen him pop onto camera. I'm going to add him to stage. I don't know if he's going to be there audio wise. Oh, here we go.
Okay. So here's what I like to do. So let's go ahead. Mr. Toby Baptiste, the owner of Renegade Fuels, Oil, and Traction Compound. Toby, I appreciate you so much, brother. You are my official first true, genuine partner in the American Drag Racing League, and much love, man. I appreciate you so much. How you doing, dude?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Glad to be with you guys.
Hey, man. Again, I can't tell you how much I genuinely appreciate you understanding, listening, and in the same sense going, oh, hey, okay, man, here, I hear you out. Let's work together. Let's try to get something going. So you want to kind of introduce yourself to everybody and let them know who you are and what you do and how big of a badass you are.
Well, it's good. It's good to be with you guys. Yeah, I'm the founder of Renegade, and I loved what your team member said about partnership. Man, that's always that's deeper, right? And I really enjoyed my meetings with you personally, and man, I get to see everybody popping up on here. That's kind of cool.
That's right.
Yeah. Back to you, Nicholas. That is cool. Hopefully, I have nobody get on here and flip me a bird or anything. But, everybody's got some enemies somewhere. But
yeah,
it's sometimes you got to look in the rearview mirror to learn a lesson, but you can't stay there long. And you got to go forward. And when I met you and we had a few discussions, gosh, I think late at night sometimes when we were talking and you're busy and I'm busy and, we're all about forward motion and I know what it's like. We started this company out of a 1-car garage and man, had some competitors try to put us out early and, man, let's go, Harold. I might have to join this more often. I get to see some of our customers, man. This is even better, man. This is great. But years ago, for a lot of people, a lot of people that don't know, you don't see us on every magazine or every cover or, every billboard. And that's not our goal. We used to make products for some other companies years ago. Okay. We started in the private label business. And what started happening is as say we inch up a few cents in the market, if the prices went up, right? Crude, energy, whatever, we started noticing the folks that we were making product for were going up 2 to 3 times that. And I'm a racer and had nothing growing up, right? And we started this from nothing. And I thought, man, we're just going to create our own brand. And so we came out, we were a little bit of a threat. People tried to visit our customers, tell people our stuff was junk, wasn't any good. And I said, man, what we're going to do is we're going to take the high road and we're going to take care of grassroots racing. Nothing against the pro guys, but, there's such a minority of the percentage. I think last time I researched this, like 98% of racers are good old blue collar folks, right?
Yeah.
Racing on their grocery money, working hard during the week. And our motto if you talk to people that know us, going from garage to global is don't believe the hype that's on the outside of a drum. Believe the integrity that's on the inside of the drum. And we pride ourselves, our blend plant is in Kentucky. We always tell folks, if you want to come visit us, give us some notice. We'll take you on a tour, treat you to a barbecue sandwich. And if it's after hours, we're known for bourbon. So we'll treat you for bourbon.
You have me at sandwich.
Right.
Yeah, man, we'll hook you guys up. And so what's cool, we just built this new expansion. It's a huge expansion that we get to debut this year. And right beside it is a bourbon company. So yeah. So and what we did is we went to that bourbon company that's very well known. I can't say the name. You'd see the name if you come visit us. But we started. Okay, how did you guys get so good at small batch blending? In other words, they move less volume, but it's more quality volume, and we flipped the model to what they're doing, and so we went from doing these huge mega. We're all doing small batch blending, so that's what we specialize in, and
Nice.
we want to make sure when racers. That's another thing that's, in my opinion, so I'm giving you opinion that's challenged the industry is folks will get a sample wanting to change, and it's kind of spiced up a bit, if you know what I mean, for the sampling.
Sure.
But then when the racer gets the drum, it's a little bit different, and that's not good. That's not integrity. So when we send out our samples, we want to make sure the same batch, the same sample, the same technology is going to be there when they buy their fuel too. So
right.
That's what we're all about, man. That's a good and fast there on that.
Amen. Love it, man. Well, and you know what? It's about challenging the industry. If you keep doing the same thing, we all know the dinosaurs die off, right? So we got to continue being innovative, pushing technology, keep pushing the industry and making change. And those who do that, I believe genuinely will have the longevity to stick around, man. So that's awesome, Toby. And hey, brother, again, I don't want to keep saying it, but I'm going to one more time. I appreciate you, dude. I really do, man. And you're a high level character. I love talking to you. You could tell that there's just something about a sense it's easy to click with somebody that has a similar, even if you don't know their backstory, you just kind of sense that they've been there and they understand, and you kind of had the same upbringing or experiences, or been a part of the same kind of culture with your military surroundings and mine, and the way we kind of grew up. You just kind of vibe with people, and I feel a connection, man. So I appreciate you, man. I really do.
Yeah. Same here. And I know you'll get into it later, but just to kind of recap, we're going to have a contingency program for all the racers that race at these races. And we're going to try to do some kind of program for them too that'll help them out on the fuel and the oil.
That's right.
And traction compound for some of your tracks that you partner with. But hey, man, we just want people to know we're staying true to our roots. Our goal is not to be the biggest in the industry. It's just to be the best and take care of our racers, man. We love our racers.
Amen. Yeah, that's true. And you also sponsor or partner with some monster truck stuff as well.
Yeah. So we're the official fuel of the monster truck jam fleet, and so all these guys use our fuel. And
there you go. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So it was cool, and we do some other things with some sanctioning bodies, but it's really cool. It's been a fun experience.
And two, I promise you, Toby, I'm going to get used to the sponsorship thing. I want to make sure that I get all the information right, and partnership.
I like that.
Partnership. Adam's got my back. He's got it. He'll just keep drilling it in my head. But I promise you, I'll get used to going through the partnership information as far as the contingency plans with the racers and discounts for the oil and all the good stuff as we go along. So just bear with me, but I promise it'll be coming the right way, man.
That's right. Well, great. Thanks for having us on, guys. We really appreciate it. And I think I'm going to get my tech team to call you guys, because we're going to do some tech podcasts coming out, and you guys got a nice little system going here. So I'm not a big technology guy, so I was very thankful I was able to get on here and hit all the buttons and get on here. So we might need some help.
Pay no attention to the notes that I made while you guys were talking. So no, you're fine. Let me know.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right, Toby. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining in.
Okay. Good luck this season.
Thanks, brother. Same to you.
All right, man. Yes, sir. Bye.
All right. That was awesome. Great job, Adam. Yeah. Toby's in good hands. Toby, that's part of the partnership. We'll make sure that you're taken care of, man. We'll get Adam Adam to get you all straightened out.
Get you
So that was awesome. Toby is such a cool cat. I mean, I genuinely like talking to him. He's very motivating. You know, when you talk to him, he's so articulate and he's very business driven. And it's good to have somebody like that in your Rolodex for anybody that knows what a Rolodex is anymore.
Did you catch that?
Did you catch that? What'd you do? Rolodex. Oh, okay.
No.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying time.
Time. Yes, 7:24. Okay, we got to get going. All right. Also want to two more partnerships.
Yes.
We also have Chris Duncan and Amanda Hoover. Chris Duncan Race Cars, also one of our sponsors this year. We love you guys. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Fuel Tech USA. So very happy to have Fuel Tech on board with us too. So three big sponsors for me. First ones, love it, partners. Three great partnerships to start off with, and I'm eternally grateful for their support and them seeing the light here. All right, so let's go on to our.
Speaking of great partners, that's almost a perfect segue.
It's a perfect segue. Let's talk about great partners. Let's talk about this
somebody
gentleman.
who's just willing to get in there.
Raul, there he is. Surprise! What's good, brother? How's it going out there?
Excellent. How are you guys?
Oh, no complaint, man.
Great.
Hey, look at that. Oh, I'm sorry. Other hand. Yeah, looks good over
Looks
there.
real good. Like Toby says, you guys have it going on with the podcast.
Oh,
Some
thanks,
appreciate
man.
tech savvy on your side, so I don't know who it is, but you make it look good.
Hey, you know what? I'll give all the credit to Prince Adam. He is the pilot, the engineer, the architect. He makes it happen. Actually, it's typically like the Apollo mission in here because I've disconnected a bunch of things, and I call him. I'm like, all right, to do. What I do? Adam goes, hey, trace this wire. Where's this wire going to? Plug that into this. Plug this into this. And I'm like, all right, I'm doing that. And then all of a sudden everything's working. I'm like, dude, you're brilliant. You're a genius, Adam.
That's
Thanks.
my 19 and 20-year-old daughters.
Yeah, it's pretty great, man. So how's everything going on, Raul? How's the track? How about you introduce yourself, as a matter of fact?
Well, my name's Raul. I'm recently new owner over at South Georgia Motorsports Park. Similar to you guys, I bought an existing company or business, and we're doing what we can to revamp it and head in the right direction here. It's been growing at a very rapid pace. We've built the mud park aside from the drag strip that we've had for a long time, and then we're eventually going to focus on a circle track. So it's a motorsports park in South Georgia called South Georgia Motorsports Park. A lot of folks know it, some may not. But it's a motorsports park. It's not just a drag strip, and that's what we intend to use it for. As many things as we could do on the property, and it's been working out very well.
I love that you put it that way. It's a motorsports park, not a drag strip, and that's true. And it is absolutely unassuming when you pull in. Not until you get through the gate and you go around back, or you get up in the bleachers and you start looking around, you realize how massive that place is. And I felt like a kid in a toy store, really, because we had the Corvette, Adam and I did. We had the Stingray C8, and I went to park it in the middle part, and as we're pulling across, I was like, Adam, do you think we could rip this thing around the track? And I was like, oh, wait, I see a sign. I backed up, and it says, no driving on the track. I thought, okay, all right, fair enough. But I thought, like, man, having a car out here, you could either go down the drag strip, you can go on the circle, the oval. I mean, dude, it's really cool out there, man. In your mud pit.
Well, yeah, that was the most impressive part. I mean, we got there and we're like, holy cow, we had to drive what felt like miles. And it wasn't. It was just, it's so expansive. And then to figure we parked, got up to the track, and we're like, well, I didn't even see the mud park. And it's in a whole different area. The size, the property that you guys have going and working with is perfect for what you guys are looking to do.
Yeah,
you guys are doing a great job at it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to get the most out of that property. It's portions of it have been sitting there dormant for years. No one's ever built a mud park. They attempted years ago and built a couple of dirt drags there, 300 feet, and that's it. But very small. It happened one weekend, so I can't really call it much of an attempt. That's all it was. But this weekend we're hosting a mega truck race. As a matter of fact, I was just there earlier tonight. And they're coming from Virginia, Texas, Alabama. The FOD has tickets. You can see where they purchase tickets from, and it's all over the Southeast and as far west as Texas. And as we speak, the race isn't until Saturday, and we've probably got, I don't know, 12.5 racers there already. with the
Oh, wow.
trucks, trailers. Yeah. We had to open early. We let them in Thursday today and close the gates now at 8:00. But we're expecting a good response from them. And it's exciting to know we don't have to put on 40 or 50 large events at the drag strip. We're able to, commingle and move things around. And once we get the circle track going and we have daily drags or demolition derby, we've had concerts. So we're hoping to not beat a dead horse or try to come up with the next best thing every weekend at the drag strip. There's only so many events we can have there. So having 3 functional motorsports or racetracks on the facility is a blessing. And that's one of the reasons I bought the place, knowing its potential. It's been run as a drag strip, at least for the last 10 years that I know of. The circle track was run once in the last 10 years. And prior to that, it was used here and there. But part of the reason I bought it is because of its potential. Whether it's a fair we want to bring in, we've already had a couple of concerts, car shows, whatever it is we could bring into that facility, we're going to do. It's very conveniently located. As you know, it's right off of I-75 on the southeast, not far from I-10. We border I-75, so we could draw from Atlanta, Orlando, Savannah, as far west as Louisiana is a couple hours away. So it's not a terrible location.
That's
it's funny because when we drive through town right there, right, you get off the highway, you go down, you make a left at the gas station right there, right, and you see the hotels and the motels there. I'm looking at Adam, I'm going, man, Raul's doing such great things here that single-handedly bringing in the commerce to that area. I thought, man, I might buy one of this motel here, and just because I know Raul's doing big things at the track, and just you can keep that sustained just from what you're doing at the track. Maybe you should buy the 2 motels, man. You
better hurry up, because I just may beat you to it. Not the things that complement the racetrack and things that I know the racers want as lodging. So we're working on a lot of little things that are going to help the racetrack thrive and the community thrive that much more.
I mean, what a monopoly. Now, not only do you have the motorsports park, but then you have a couple motels right there. I mean, how great. SGMP lodging or whatever it is, man. I mean, you would and then you just buy the gas station, and then you got it all. Right. You got your own city.
Like you said, the properties has all that potential, but it takes the right owner to tap into that and to utilize and to envision the potential to do something like that.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's exciting. It's exciting.
Well, we're really happy that you're having us out there, man. I've been down there. I experienced some hell of an event, man. I mean, you're right. A couple months ago, I said, hey, I want to come down prior to our event and check it out. Which one do you think I should come to? And you said the Lights Out. And then you're like, you need to come to that one. And so I did. And holy cow, was that awesome, man. I mean, and look, your operation is so tight to manage and to manage manage an event like that. I mean, your guys were constantly keeping up. The grounds were never dirty. Everything was immaculate and in great order and great shape. Like it was top notch, man.
Refreshing,
it really was.
Because I could scratch all that kind of stuff was instantly removed from my worry list or things to look out for list. It's to see how well it ran and how well the property was maintained. It took so much off our plate as far as consideration, which is perfect for us going into this event. So no, that was amazing to see.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, a lot of moving parts for sure. A lot of moving parts.
Yes, absolutely. That's right. Bubba Stanton is gonna be showing up. Raul, I'm sure you know who Big Bubba Stanton is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Constantly trying to take Ryan's money. I don't get it.
He's always taking my money. Bubba's all, but that's okay. That's what it's there for.
Right.
We're really looking forward to next weekend, Raul. Well, not next weekend, but the weekend after, and just you and your family's help, working with us, answering questions, just on top of how busy you are week by week. I just keep thinking to myself, like, man, I feel bad hitting Raul up with all these questions because I know he's got all these things every week. But man, you're in there. You're promoting our event. You're helping us out. You're answering our questions. You couldn't ask for a better partnership. You couldn't ask for a better person to do business with. And man, I wish there was some type of honorable mention award ceremony or something that, I'd vote you first. Nothing against Dan and Al or anybody else, man.
Al
But
Tucci says it right here.
oh, there's Al Tucci. Raul should easily win Racetrack Operator 2024. So there is an award. I'm telling you, Raul, man, you're top notch, brother, and we appreciate you a ton, for real.
Thank you. What it is that we really enjoy what we're doing, Ryan, and I guess people are catching on to it, and it shows. We're as clear as day. We're very transparent. I wear my sleeves on my shoulder, and you could tell when something's bothering me. You could tell when, I'm focused on something. And so yesterday, someone criticized the fact that he called it bashing, a response on Facebook. It wasn't a bash, it was a response. And the luxury of owning your own business and not being corporate owned is that you could defend yourself and stay.
Amen.
Mhm.
Amen.
It's one of the many freedoms we have in this country, and I use that ability to defend myself or speak my mind. And when you're corporate owned, you can't do that. And what happens, I came from the other side of the fence. I know what a racer, and all this is coming to me easy, to be honest with you, because I was a racer for over 30 years. So as Adam says, I scratched a lot of things off my list. Well, as a racer, I had those things on my list. Were there showers? How are the restrooms? How's concessions? Like, to be honest, here's another thing. Concessions, I think a lot of people praise us on our food. I'm not happy with our food. I want to continue to improve it. And I've had many people tell us how much they enjoy our food, but ultimately it's still fried and some burgers and this and that. We want to change it up a bit. We've got that fresh Mexican food in our concessions as well. So that's an improvement, but we're still trying to tweak that as well. So even though it's satisfactory to a lot, I mean, our goals are sky high. I'm going to visit a racetrack in the Midwest this summer, and that's one of the few owner operators I idolize, and not that hundreds of others aren't doing a great job, but when names pop up in conversations of track owners or histories of a racetrack over and over, you really got to pay attention. And it's the same 2 or 3 that people continue to not compare me to, but say, hey, you've got to take notes on what these folks are doing. And I'm doing that. I'm paying them a visit. We've had conversations with them already, and I'm paying them a visit, because I want to have what Gainesville had this week or have this weekend. I went down to Gainesville today. So not only did I work the mud park this evening and late afternoon, I was in Gainesville till about midday, because I want to see what it takes to run something like that. And I was there, and I took mental notes on how I could improve my facility. There were a couple of different vendors there that I liked, things that popped in my mind. And if I just sit in my room or work this 3 days a week, it's just not going to get to the level it needs to. And that's why we do so much homework and research, and it's coming easy. Again, going back to what I was saying, is I've been a racer for 30 years. So I know what my wife and children needed when I was racing. I wanted them to come with me, but if I took them to a hellhole, I'd take them one time. They wouldn't want to come back.
Yeah, that's right.
The environment wasn't safe, and people were falling over drunk and smoking marijuana 24/7 and blowing it into people's faces and loud music all over the parking lot. We like the festive environment. Don't get me wrong. I know we're in the entertainment business, but there's extremes you don't want to get to. And I want to build a family-friendly environment that everyone could come and have a good time. And I'm going to do just that.
Well, and you're definitely taking the right notes, and you're doing the right thing, man, because it's like I said, it's top notch. It looks great. Actually, when I was there, I was thinking, man, this color scheme is awesome. Like, where did you, and I don't want to get off track too much because I know that we have another guest. However, I do want to ask you, how did you come up with that green and blue color scheme? Because it's awesome. It looks great out there. It's perfect on the track. It stands out. It's perfect with the backdrop. I mean,
It jumps out without being offensive. It walks so many great lines.
Well,
I mean, look how good it looks back here.
I woke up one morning and I said, I have to have green and blue. I'm kidding. As much as I'd like to take, that was the previous owners, Maria Moya and Ozzy Moya. They own Orlando Speed World, which is typically green, and they incorporated the blue, and they're the ones that came up with the logo. And there's a story behind the logo. A couple of people presented 3 or 4 different logos to change it. But Ozzy and Maria Moya designed that logo with another person and collectively came up with that. And I love it. Of the 7 or 8 months I've been there, I've only had one person criticize it.
What?
How ugly the green and blue go.
Oh
Those
my
are
gosh.
said, it's name recognition. It's brand recognition. You don't have to
Yeah.
have SGMP or the name on a picture. If you see a car with our grandstands in blue and green, and I think one of the best things they've ever done, and I'm glad they did it because otherwise I may not have ever thought of it, is to paint the grandstands, because every picture that hits the internet or video and you've got the grandstands, if you're on the right lane and it's got the grandstands in the back, you know where it's at.
100%.
It's becoming an iconic, backdrop, and I love it. 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 I love it.
I do too, man. Like I was just telling Adam earlier, I said, dude, look how good this logo looks back here. It looks better than any other logo that we've ever put up there. Better than ours. I mean, I love my logo. But dude, it just stands out. It pops. It looks fast. The colors are great. It is a bang, and it looks really good at the track, especially the way you got the sections painted there. It's like you will never forget what track that is when you see it, even if it's for a split second. It's like one of those famous songs. You play the song game where they play the first clip, and you're like, oh, I know what that is. It's the same thing. You just see it for 1 second, you know what it is. So
they did a good job.
Well, hey man, we appreciate you being on here, Raul, and we look forward to being down there next weekend. And again, appreciate all your help. And I'm hoping that we do for you as well as what you've done for us so far, man. So
well, let me tell you, there's a lot of talk. I think you guys are onto something. Everyone senses your energy, Ryan and Adam and Bonnie as well. And I've had nothing but good feedback with you. That's why I've been as supportive as I've been. Not that I wouldn't treat anybody else that way, because I give everyone my attention. But you guys are onto something. Keep at it. We all know how hot Pro Mod racing could be. We've seen it in the past. We're going to continue to see it this year. And I'm glad you've taken over the reins there. And I know you're going to do very well with it. And I'm just happy to be on board to help you.
I appreciate that, Raul. Well, we'll look forward to next weekend, and you got a lot of big things going on. So we'll see you down there at the track, brother. I appreciate you again, man.
Yeah, we'll see you in less than a week.
Less than a week. It's happening quick. All right. Piece of chicken grease, Raul. Love that guy,
I can
man.
bring myself back on, but should we even waste time?
We shouldn't waste time, because I want to get right back into our next guest. I just want to say how great Raul is. And I also want to say how great this next individual is. And I'm sorry if you've been waiting back there. Are we on track whatsoever, Adam? No. We're a few minutes off. We're way off track. And I'm sorry.
It's all good.
So just a little, I want to preface this individual coming on next. Being a new promoter, working on trying to get classes, this person reached out and said, hey man, I got an idea. Let's kind of collaborate, and, we can work this together. And not only has it been, and same thing I'll say to Raul, I hope it is helpful to him, or what he gets out of it is as helpful to him as it has been for me, being a new promoter and putting on this next event. But I'd like to introduce the president of the SNRA, the Southern Nitrous Racing Association, Nick Andrews. Where's Nick at? Bring him on. There he is. What's up,
There
big dog?
is.
What's up?
Yo, what's good, man? How's everything in your neck of the woods?
Hey, I'm alive.
Well, that's
6
good.
feet up instead of
Yeah.
6 feet down.
All right. I'm alive and busy.
That's good. So you obviously, do you know Raul? You've been to SGMP a few times. Have you been down there, Nick?
I don't know him personally. I mean, obviously the track, yes, plenty of times, but I
Yeah.
never met Raul before.
Oh man, he's such a good guy. However, not about Raul, about you, man. I want to tell you, and I'm pretty sure I expressed my gratitude when we were at Bradenton. However, man, I do want to say again that I'm super grateful that you reached out to me back a month, however long ago that was, and had this idea, because it's really kind of invigorated me, because there's that, when you're learning as a promoter, when you have that big hole of a class or classes that you're not able to get commitments on, and you're trying to fill it up, and you're just like stressed to the max because you got your purses put together, you're getting everything worked out with the track, and you're thinking, golly, man, where is everybody? So on and so forth. And then having that conversation with you was just a huge breath of fresh air. So we're super glad to have you guys running with us.
Right.
Having your guys participate, and a lot of badass cars run with you guys, man. A lot of really nice nitrous cars.
Right.
Yeah, heck yeah. So let me ask you this. What are you most excited about coming up here in SGMP on the 15th and 16th?
Well, I mean, like you said, the theme has been partnership. So doing something new. This is the 10th year for SNRA. We've been doing this for 10 years as an association. I'm glad we got a first race because you kind of know some of the details.
Yeah.
You know, that almost didn't happen. So
almost.
Yeah. So it's the start of a new season, and it's a lot of new guys who come on board with SNRA. A lot of guys stepping up their program. And it's just going to be really good to see nitrous cars in a great fashion racing against each other at a great facility with a legendary organization like the ADRL.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, man. There's a lot of rebuilding, a lot of rekindling on my side, just between racers in general, organizations, sponsors, things like that. So, I feel really good about everything we got going on right now, and especially having the opportunity to have your guys in, you bringing your guys in, and us putting on a great event, and them going, hey, man, that was great. Even though you guys are doing your own thing, right? You guys have your own totally different thing. And not that I'd ever want to pull guys from you or anything weird like that. It's just great that we can kind of spread the word for each other. Like, man, the SNRA was great to have. And you guys are like, oh my gosh, it was great to be with the ADRL. And, and we just kind of build the community together like that, the industry, I hear a lot of other associations or leagues or promoters or whatever talking about wanting to bridge the gap between associations and I think that's a bunch of effing lip service, man. I don't see anybody doing it. To me, this right here really kind of is the first example that I'm seeing of two organizations coming together to kind of do something. You know what I mean? And not to say it hasn't happened in the past, but I doubt that you'll see I don't want to drop names. I'm just happy that we're doing what we're doing, man. And I want to thank you.
Well, racing is a passionate sport, and ego.
I'm learning that.
Right. We'll use that word. It's a passionate sport. A lot of things are driven by ego. And, for me, it's really about, I just really think about, hey, what's the best thing to do? What's the right thing to do?
Right.
And, it was an opportunity that was presented to partner. And, I wasn't going to turn it down. I mean, to be honest with you, I was like, hey, we need someone to race. What we had wasn't working so far. And I felt like, hey, we could be of benefit to the ADRL. And why not? What was the reason for saying no? If you really get out of your own way,
right?
You think about all the people who have a stake in this, from the fans to the tracks to the racers to the organizations. What sense did it make to not do it?
I believe that it goes to your point that a lot of these guys are very passionate, mixed with ego. We can say ego, and I'm fine with that, right? I've worked very hard over the past handful of years to try to kill my ego. And there's a whole reason behind that, right? Because you can't, it's okay to have a healthy respect for yourself, but ego is a whole different ball of wax. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but ego can sometimes get in your own way. You know what I mean? And it even comes down to this, like what you're saying. Here's what's funny is that somebody had made a comment on one of my posts and they were like, ADRL? I was like, yeah, because they were kind of shocked. It was me and a picture of somebody else. And they were kind of shocked, like ADRL. And I was like, yeah, it's me, Ryan Fears. I'm the new owner. I'm the new promoter, the whole thing. And they were like, oh, and I said Semper Fi. And they were like, oh, Semper Fi. And I was like, oh, former Marine. And we had this banner going back and forth. However, today when I somebody else had commented on that same thread, when I went back, they had erased all their comments. And we had some great conversation going, right? And then I found out why, because that person was associated with another organization. So I don't know if they caught heat for fraternizing with somebody or something, like it was just crazy to me. I'm like, man, come on. Anyways, man, let's let that ego go. But to your point, does it make sense? Is it right? What's the right choice? That's what it boils down to, is making the right decision. So
we all want to race and we all want to put on a good show. Why not work together on it?
Why not?
That's right. So some of your guys have some really sweet nitrous cars, man. Some of them have been posting and been going through them. I don't have a lot of their names down, unfortunately, or really anybody, because I keep getting like Felix's and the team names and all these things kind of in there. And
Right.
anyways, I'm just excited. They got a lot of nice rides, man. Who was that? Whose car was that? Was it purple? It wasn't purple. It was no, man. It had a lot of those really fast decals going. It was like purple with these really cool decals going down the side of it. Maybe it was red. I don't know. It was in their garage, and I just thought, man, that is a sweet ride. Like that thing looks super nice.
You're probably talking about JT Thompson.
Yeah,
He
it's
just got a new
JT's.
car. It used to be John Silver's own car.
Oh, okay,
Right.
man.
It's beautiful, immaculate.
Phew. I was thinking, holy moly, that thing can't be
Right.
very cheap.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like I said, a lot of guys they're to go on some of the comments that you mentioned before, and having something to do with a racing organization and everything like that. You know what? I pay attention to what matters to the SNRA and who matters to the SNRA. We've been around 10 years now. Whether you've known that or not, you understand. But I think if you could think about it, if you could get anywhere from 10 to 20 races with all the egos, the racetrack owners, and all of that type of stuff going on, and you can stick around for that long, then you learn what's important. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm more, what do our spectators care? All right. There's always going to be participators to races, and they're going to have their
Right.
opinions, clearly. All right. But if we're still a thing, and you got to know who you are and what you are. I'm fully aware of what the SNRA is and what purpose it serves. Okay. So I don't try to compete where I don't compare. And, I think that's the key of just staying in business. I think that's the key of building value. And, you never know what can come out of it. So
That's true.
out of all things we've done, this may be the moment. You know what I mean?
Well, there's also some good things going on at the track. I'm going to tell you that the track next weekend, there's some good things going on. I'm not going to talk about it, but I can just preface the event with there's some things happening at the track, and it's going to be great for all parties involved. So I had an epiphany. So let me ask you something. What are you doing? You guys don't have a race May 3rd and 4th, do you?
We do not.
Okay. We're putting on an event at Montgomery Dragway, as you know, and the theme is going to be Drag Wars. And that is based off of May the 4th. May your 4th be with us, right? Star Wars themed. It's going to be totally bitching.
All right.
I am going to get a Darth Vader costume, and you've got to be Darth Vader, dude. And I'm going to be Luke Skywalker. We need to find, or maybe you could be Chewbacca. I don't know. It might be hot as shit. I might be out of my mind, but I am going to have a Star Wars themed costume contest, and I'm going to get a Stormtrooper. I was thinking about a Stormtrooper costume that was like ADRL wrapped, like vinyl wrapped or something. It's like pretty cool. But I was just thinking, I was like, man, Nick's a huge dude. He would be a great Darth Vader. You would be a great Darth Vader, dude. Might be hot as shit though. You may not want to do that.
Yeah. Let me think about that.
But it's going to be cool, man. I can't wait. It is going to be the 3rd and 4th. And Montgomery, we'd love for the SNRA if they can. I know you guys are all over the place. If you can make it out, great. If not, I totally understand. But it is going to be Star Wars themed, and it'd be super cool.
I'll tell you what, I will definitely encourage them to participate in the event. It's kind of in between 2 points races. And,
That's right.
I want to keep my word to my other. You know how this business goes, right?
For sure. I'm getting it. You can encourage them, but you don't want to you don't want anybody breaking in between. I mean, they need some time in between events. They're racing for points and stuff. And I'm starting to learn that. Sometimes maybe my questions might be
it's no great question.
Taboo. Might have some taboo questions.
Well, Jerry's having fun in the chat tonight.
Ryan, I am your father. Jerry. Oh, he's cool. Actually, you know what's funny is that we'll talk about Jerry in a minute. So, Nick, dude, I do want to tell you, man. Oh, here's what's great. So Nick? I'd never met you in person before.
No.
It's funny. And so I'm in Bradenton. I'm at the World Series of Pro Mods, and I was talking to I don't know if I was talking to Brandon. Maybe I was talking to Keith Haney. I'm not sure who I was talking to, but I turn around and I see this big, tall, towering guy, and I look at you, and you kind of look down at me, and I'm like, "What's up, man?" You're like, "Nick Andrews," and I'm like, "Oh, what's up, dude? There you are!" Like, it was totally rad. Like, I was like,
the hair that got me. I was like, yeah, it's it.
"Oh yeah, it's the mohawk. Yeah, it's kind of doing its own thing at this point." But it was totally cool to see you, and I was like, "Oh, thank God!" Like, I got to meet Nick in person, and prior to the event as well, like, it was totally cool. So, and then we got to walk around, man, and dude, your knowledge you got so much knowledge. You know, it's great being around guys like you that I can confide in as a promoter, and almost like a mentor when it comes to promoting. I mean, you've been at it 10 years, dude, and you've had success, and you're very knowledgeable. So it was great for you. I appreciate you hanging out over the weekend, and us hanging out and talking, and you feed me what you could as far as knowledge, and it was good stuff, dude. It really was.
It goes once again, partnership, the theme, right? And it's like, you know, a lot of times you got to tell people what you know, but tell them how you found out what you know. That's the wisdom.
Yeah, that is the wisdom.
And I don't mind sharing that, because I mean, obviously, you know, you want drag racing to succeed.
100%.
Right. And that's, so in that we can link, we can find partnership, we can find agreements in wanting drag racing to succeed. And, you know, so anybody can probably tell you, if you've met me, I'm willing to talk about anything and everything that I'm willing to share. Because once again, you know your role in it, you know what I mean? You know, and we just want to create a space, a competitive and a safe space for people to race and have a great time. And, you know, think about working with you guys, you're doing it on a higher, bigger level that you want to take it to. And, you know, and a lot of for the guys who raced with us had a lot to do with putting the ADRL on the map. You know what I mean? They were some of those first pioneers that stepped out of there. I mean, before it was SNRA, was an association called the Dixie Pro Stop, you know, and a lot of those guys competed in the Pro Nitrous class at first. And, you know, so it's like a full circle moment here for a little while. And I was there, actually, believe it or not, you know, in some of those very first races, you know. So, you know, so it was an endearing moment, you want to call it. But at the end of the day, anybody who wants drag racing to win is a friend of mine.
Yeah, amen. And you could tell by your willingness just to talk and share knowledge, and not just share knowledge, but explain how you've obtained that knowledge, your experiences, right? That's where the wisdom comes in. So
Receipts.
Receipts. Yeah. Nick's got receipts for sure. No, that was really cool, man. So, you know, I'm excited for Georgia Drags 8. I'm really thankful you guys are there. And, you know, I'm looking forward to, you know, how this evolves down the road, and who knows, man, I mean, this could kind of set a precedence, with how organizations kind of work together, and shit, man, who knows where this is going to take us. This could allow us to brainstorm on a much higher level to do some really serious shit down the road. But it all starts with that first.
The opportunity is there.
100%, man.
Yeah, I would say this, and I'll let you guys. Probably my time to leave, but
I don't know. Ryan still has one last question he's going to have to ask you.
That's right.
Yeah. So, you know, I think that's the biggest thing, is part of our own experience as drag racing fanatics is that we make our circle too small. You know what I mean? Yet I tell people, hey, I'm going to a drag race. First of all, like, oh, you like drag racing, something they don't think in the first place. And how many people are actually interested in finding more about it? You know, and I mean, it's very untapped. It's a niche within a niche that needs to be shared. You know,
100%.
So yeah, as far as speaking of, you know, don't put a cap on anything. Don't let anybody tell you what's not possible. You know what I mean? And you can make it happen.
Amen. Well, we all know there's plenty of cake for everybody, and I heard this from he's this guy that I've been watching. I stumbled across his stuff, and unfortunately I don't remember his name because I've only watched a handful of his videos. I've been so enthralled with, you know, what he was saying, but one of his comments was, there's 1 million people out there that want what you have, is you just got to get out in front of them, right? And so then that journey of getting creative and figuring out how to get in front of people and get them involved, I firmly believe, I mean, look how the F1 community exploded over the past 5 years. I mean, F1 at one point, nobody gave a shit about F1, right? F1 racing. I mean, maybe a lot of people did, but it wasn't until the pandemic and then they made the reality series on whatever streaming platform it's on, and then it got so huge, and then they're doing it in Vegas, and now everybody's an F1 fan, and it's like, see, man, it's out there. So we'll get it there. We'll get it there, and I'm excited about it. One last question, Nick. So as you can tell by the hair, I love music. I'm a metalhead, right? And so music gets me going. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, any time of the day, whether I'm driving, I'm in a bad mood, or I'm in a great mood. It doesn't matter. So this is a little segment we call In the Groove. When you're getting pumped, and for whatever reason, whatever it is you got to listen to music for, whether you're getting ready for an event, or you just need to kind of get your blood going, or you're just excited as can be. I want to know what you're listening to. What is Nick Andrews listening to get himself pumped and going, man? What are you listening to?
It's a loaded question with a weird answer because I'm a musician myself.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Dude, now we stumble across it.
Oh, okay. Finally, one of these moments. You're a musician? Did we have this conversation?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, man. I'm a guitar player. I love music.
I play the saxophone.
Get out of here.
Okay. I was a trumpet and tuba guy.
Okay.
Trumpet and jazz band
too.
too.
You got a band?
Yeah. I got the bass guitar right behind me. Yeah, we can rock out.
I mean, the answer to the question is usually, I'm my teenage years were the late 90s, early 2000s. So like the crunk music, from Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like that. And all of that. But also I have a high appreciation for like the bands like funk music.
Oh yeah.
Parliament or any of those, as far as like getting going.
Yeah,
getting going. You know what I mean? But I could be fairly cerebral sometimes, and John Coltrane could be playing on my
yeah.
You're talking my jams there, man. Coltrane. He's a whole different world of beast, man. That guy, boy. That's great. Hey, Adam, who is the band you were showing me that plays that?
Anybody that I can tell or hasn't heard of Anderson .Paak and the Free Nationals.
Oh my!
Their live stuff is just top notch.
Yeah.
Just top notch.
Adam turned me on to those guys, and he played that song. What was that song when they're in the studio jamming?
Oh no, that was Bubbling.
Bubbling. They got this song Bubbling. It's a live studio version. Man, come on.
Yeah. So live music is my thing. Anybody who's a talent,
right?
I want to listen to.
Yeah, studio doesn't impress me.
Love it. I love it, man. So, are you an improv guy, or do you sheet music kind of dude, or what?
No, improv. No, actually, for a little while, that's when I was doing the whole long time ago. I was a broke student, couldn't get out of college. I couldn't find a job. That's what I did. I was a gigging musician.
So is the sax making it to Georgia as well?
I don't know about that. But,
man,
yeah.
I'll bring a little amp in my Gibson, man, and we'll throw down. Adam, you got a little amp and a bass. Maybe we just sit back there and chill and just be like, hey man, we'll go sneak off somewhere, plug it in, and be like, hey man, let's take an hour or two and let's just jam out for a little bit.
Late Thursday night throwdown.
Oh, that would be super great. I'd love it. Well, good for you, man.
Danny will be with us too.
Oh, that's right. Danny's a musician. God, he plays flute. He plays all kinds of weird shit.
Sanfear.
He likes like native instruments and stuff, like weird pottery flutes and things and stuff and whatnot.
He's eccentric.
Yeah, he is eccentric. Yeah. He does it.
Danny, he's awesome.
Oh, he's super awesome.
You'll get to meet him down there.
He's got a very eclectic collection of instruments, like whether it's wood or chimes or bells or somethings or whatever. It's pretty awesome.
He's got a love and appreciation for all music, all things.
Yeah, that's right. So jazz. So real quick, one more time. So jazz, are you improvising on some jazz stuff, or is that kind of where you're?
I would love to see Jerry and his mustache beatboxing.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that. I've done jazz bands. I've done blues. I've done gospel.
Blues, gospel. Okay, all right.
I've been a wedding band person. You know those.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, cover tunes. Pretty live all of it. You know,
That's
I've never done country music or anything like that, or I've never done rock and roll. Never really too much saxophone in that, but
Bruce Springsteen, they beg to differ.
yeah. I mean, for me,
Right.
Yeah, for Nick per se. Yeah.
So,
Well, that was very informative, man. I'm
Right.
glad that we did that little segment. Now we got to know.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah.
So that was super cool, man. Nick, hey, we appreciate you joining us, man. And again, look forward to Georgia Drags 8 and all your guys being out there. We're gonna make it a hell of a banger. There's gonna be a lot of good stuff going on, man. So
Absolutely.
it's just the beginning. Yeah, just the beginning. So again, appreciate your musicality skills and whatnot. We'll have to jam sometime, dude. That'll be super fantastic.
We can make it happen.
We'll make it happen for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, brother. Well,
Sure.
again, till next time, Nick. Always piece of chicken grease, and we'll catch you on the flip side, my man.
All right, man. You guys have a good one.
You too, sir.
Hey.
Thank you.
All right, just in time. See, I told you I did that good.
Yeah, no, that worked out.
Yeah, Nick's such a good guy, man. He's just a super smart, nice dude, man. Like for real. He literally walked around with me and just any question I had, he was just, this is it, and then
Yeah, that's perfect.
bunch of great feedback and
We almost need a drag racing Sherpa at times.
a drag racing Sherpa, right? For sure. Well, that was cool, man. We had 3 really awesome guests
It's an
today.
action-packed episode. I'll tell
It
you that.
was, man. Having Toby on and Raul, and then we got Nick, man. I mean, these guys are all great, and we had a lot of people listening in and watching like usual.
Diving in.
And I want to say, I don't know if Al Tucci's still watching, but I cannot say enough about that guy and how much I like hanging around him, because you know what? I think the most important thing we can do as humans is surround ourselves by people that fill your tank, right? Screw the naysayers, get away from the negative people, surround yourself by people that have your best interest at heart and people that want to see you succeed and believe in you. And Tucci is that way. And he's been that way the last 3 times I've seen him at these events. He has insisted, like, it's like, hey, Fears, get on the mic. I'm like, oh, it's not my event. He's like, are you serious? Like, you need to get on the mic. This is an opportunity for you to plug yourself and this and this. And, he's like, he just makes you feel, he's just great, man. He makes you feel good and makes you feel and believe like you're on the right path, whether you believe you are or you're not. He is there and he helps you feel better. Add me in. I'm driving, but be put pecking bajuk. Plug me in. Boom, plug up a chalk. Plug him in, man. Let's get Maloney on.
I will, but before that, look. Oh no, Ryan. Oh crap.
Oh my god.
You get these things so often.
Last warning, need to confirm this page belongs to you and is being used normally. Or
confirm we're on it right now.
Or your Facebook page will go down and your computers will burn.
Glad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it will. Sorry, I didn't mean to pick my nose on the camera. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm a man and I'll pick my nose if I need to. It itched. I didn't have to pick it.
Okay.
But Tucci, I appreciate you, man. And he's a good dude to be around because he makes you feel good. And I appreciate that. But let's get Maloney Baloney on. I'm sure he appreciates me calling him that.
I'm working on it. So vamp for me for just a second and
rap for you. Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Ryan.
No,
I don't know how to rap,
Ooh.
but if I take my hand, I can maybe snap. Oh, listen to that. I got it too. I can rhyme just like
you. You can read that.
He's the best track announcer in the world. He knows how to get the fans fired up. Love hearing him. Oh, for sure. And it's great because at every event, I know that he's there. Like, I'll message him. I'm like, Tucci, are you here? And he's like, there's no other. Of course it's me. And I'm like, okay, I got to go up and say hi. I want to give a shout out to a gentleman by the name of Jeremy Glasscock. Jeremy, you're awesome, bro. I appreciate you. This fine young gentleman has offered to do all kinds of things for us. And my wife, I keep getting notifications that my wife's spending money. And it's just awesome, man. I mean, why not? Target and Nike and anybody else deal with that?
Let's not worry about that right now.
Some beatbox test. All right.
No, he's not. No,
Oh,
he's not
no?
challenging you.
Oh, I thought we were going to have it out right now.
We can wait till Georgia. He was demonstrating his beatbox skills that he had talked about before. We can, yeah, we'll save that for Georgia. It sounds like a great thing to do during prep time or something.
Oh, I see here, Adam. You were. I was wondering when my phone was blowing up.
Yeah. I tried to catch you as early as possible in it.
Yeah. That was you. You were sending some signals, some smoke signals over there. I was helping with your rap. That's what he was doing.
Oh, okay. Teamwork.
Yeah.
There you go.
Teamwork. Watch me twerk. I'll bend over and put my butt to work.
Oh no.
What?
I feel like this
Isn't
is
that what a twerk is?
much potential to go sideways.
There's tons of potential to go sideways.
I'm hovering over end stream right now, just in case.
What makes this from the Tuesday night podcast into our ADRL podcast? So it's kind of a combo.
We are
of
over an hour.
kind of both of them here.
We technically could.
Yeah, for sure. We technically could. I don't know, baby. Come check out this T-shirt that I have on. No, okay. State of the Union on. So let's keep this going. Ha ha ha. Oh, State of the Union. Who in the is anybody really watching the State of the Union? Because I guarantee you, nothing about the State of the Union is true.
I
It
would
is-
only watch him walk away like a Roomba after he's done speaking. Shane Gillis is hilarious.
It's Tricky Ricky Smith going to be there. I don't know. I don't know that Ricky Smith is. I don't think he's driving right now. I think he's doing a lot of tuning and working on a lot of other cars.
I think he's picking and choosing and whatnot. So
the Dancing Chaplain. All right, Chaplain. Dancing Chaplain. Tricky Ricky. I'd love if Tricky was there. Last time I tried to talk to him, he was running around like a chicken with his head cut off at the World Series of Moprod.
Yeah,
World Series of
busy
Pro
at
Mod.
drag stock last time we'd seen him as well.
Yeah. He was a drag stock. He was really had his foot straight up somebody's ass.
Yes, he did.
Trying to.
All weekend long. That poor guy was walking with 3 feet.
Oh, that poor dude. So Steve Vick got a new car. He had this driver out, and this driver is well known, very good. Historically, just really, really good driver, and it's a brand new car. He's never been in it, and he's trying to get used to it. And you can tell Tricky Ricky is a no bullshit, super serious drag racing kind of cat. Like, that's it. That's all it is in his life. That's all it is in his brain. And you could tell the passion, because that poor dude driving that car, and I wish I could remember his name. Maybe I'm glad I don't remember his name. I mean, think of the pressure. That guy's in a car that he has never driven before. Tricky Ricky's tuning it. He's trying to teach the guy how to drive it or show him how to drive it. He keeps killing it and stalling it. And Tricky Ricky is just like screaming at him and what the right. I'm just like, holy
halfway down
shit.
the track on his headphones. Yeah.
Man, I mean, it was brutal. I thought to myself, like, oh my God, that's like Special Forces boot camp.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, that was serious, man. Tricky Ricky. I can speak if you want. No biggie if not. Well, come on, dude. Come on, man.
Shout Eddie the link.
Come on with it.
I texted.
You got the link. Yes, we want you to talk. Yes, talk.
At the bottom.
I'm going to ask you to talk, actually.
Demand.
I'm going to make you talk, Eddie Maloney. Even though you
owner
may
of
not
the
want to.
ADRL, you better get on here.
Oh, man. But South Georgia Drags.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. There's been such a buildup. I think I almost yesterday, man.
What a day.
I think they turned that Wi-Fi, that 5G frequency on, man. It was kind of.
I think we synced up with all this time we've been spending together. Yesterday was the day.
Oh, that's totally jacked up.
Without even knowing.
Yeah, that's totally messed up.
Yeah, well,
we synced up.
I think we leached into the Tuesday night.
Send it. I'm driving. You did get it. Did you email it to him or text it to him?
Shout it to him in text.
Okay.
An email.
Adam said he sent it. We were trying to get Eddie Maloney on here, our new competition and tech director, or former longtime active duty Air Force ninja. Adam said he sent it. So I'm texting it to him and telling him live on the air, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so not to have any downtime. We don't want this to be a radial tire drag racing event, this podcast. Don't need a bunch of downtime dragging the track.
Just emailed it to you, to the ADRL email as well, Eddie.
All right. So if you're watching, Eddie, you can get on. You just hit the button and you'll come on.
Mhm.
He should be fairly technologically proficient, I'd imagine. He was trying to sell me on the Apple versus the Android. And I just told him, no. I think that Apples are for very basic needs, and the Android is very in depth. And you know what his rebuttal to that was? It was, well, Apple's already figured out all of those in-depth steps, and it's very easy for that reason, which makes it more effective. And I was like, oh, well, okay. That was interesting.
I don't feel that I've lost a step in the switch over from Apple to Android.
I have. It's a hell of a learning curve. When you're going from using a Microsoft laptop, and I'm not talking about a phone, I'm talking about operating systems like on laptops.
Yeah, it's been a struggle.
Going from 20 plus years of using Microsoft products over to an Apple product. I mean, it's a learning curve, and none of the software is compatible. Like none of it. Not Word, not Excel. Like I thought that was just like a thing that everything had. I like my Android too. Marsala's on the. What's up? What's up, big dog? Marsala.
Oh, we got a caller on the line. Yeah, we got a caller.
We got a caller on the line. Who do we got on the line here?
Caller number 10.
Caller number 10. You're live. Nathan Marsala, childhood friend. What's up, dude? Much love, brother. Hope everything's good, man. Miss your face.
What's going on, Eddie?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, dude. What's up, man? Where's your face? We want to see your face hole.
No, he's driving.
I'm driving. You can't.
God, you can't.
Yeah.
He's like Maynard of Tool. Not going to let you see me.
Take down the stream, too.
What's up, Eddie? How are you, brother?
Good. Driving back to my other house. How are you guys?
Oh, well, not as good as having another house, but that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say I owned any of them, but.
Touche. I don't know that I can match the wit of Maloney. That's more of an Adam and Eddie thing. Like you two are two peas in a pod. Like I could just tell. I think, don't they say that wittiness and humor is a sign of intelligence?
Typically, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any of it, so count me in. I'm a crayon eater, not a flyboy.
You get my jokes, so that's a step in the right direction.
Hey, Eddie. Go ahead, brother. What were you going to say?
No, interestingly, people are still asking about the previous owner, and first of all, I knew who he was, and I hate to go down this road, but again, so I can share the podcast. None of those people exist, so nobody currently owes anybody money from ADRL. So we have to clear that out, So there are going to be people that by name that are not going to show up just because it's kind of like the 13th floor or the number 13 on the elevator or whatever. Oh well,
yeah. You know what, man? To your point, Eddie. Look, and like I was saying, when I was at the World Series of Pro Mod, it was like a gauntlet, and I knew that I could have a lot of substantive, good conversations with a lot of guys, and they were willing to listen. But I knew there was also going to be those percentage of guys that they were tainted, they had their issues, and they wanted just to not participate or have the discussions. And I told you one of the conversations actually got a little heated. Thought I was going to have to throw down in somebody's trailer, although I can promise you they wouldn't want that to happen. But you know what? Hey, to your point, look, dude, we can't get hung up on that shit. There's enough cake for everybody. We're going to keep moving forward. And if people want to get caught on that shit and get trapped into that whole mess still and not get past it, that's on them, dude. I ain't got time for that anymore. I think I've done a good job of explaining and moving past it. So if they can't, that's on them, not on me.
So here's the thing, and it continues to happen at very large scale events that I think are more hyped than pretty much anything else. And it's about promoters not fulfilling promises and owing people money. Not really
Oh,
too different than anything else that goes on in life.
Sure.
You know, fraud and things. I mean, you're a sales guy. Come on. You know,
doesn't mean I was a shit. I'm not a car salesman. I don't sell snake oil.
well, you were an insurance salesman.
No,
right?
I was, well, but here's the thing. I wasn't a salesman. I owned the organization. And the reason we were so successful is because we fought head to head against that stigma of that industry. So, you know, 5-star ratings. We were the only A+ rated Better Business Bureau company for 10 years in that industry. The only one. The only one. Yeah. And
So let's talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Screw it. Let's talk racing.
Let's talk racing, man. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Don't drag us down that shitty rabbit hole. We'll let all that other crap happen.
No, I don't want to talk about the State of the Union or the economy or anything. So, yeah, racing. I saw you had Raul on before. Where I'll tell you the story how Raul tried to kill me one day. This is almost 10 years ago now. So, it wasn't him, though. It was one of his workers. So I'll share that story one day. We were down in West Palm Beach and doing a photo shoot for Muscle Mustangs. And so it was fun. So I made Raul famous, I think. And no, he was already famous. So he's a great guy. I've known him for a while. But yeah, exciting. SGMP is a great place. You know, excited to get this going. Oh, geez, yeah. So I think the bracket classes are going to be good. I know it's not ADRL-ish, but I looked at some of the schedules and the timing, and I know the rain has wiped out some local races recently, and that's kind of where I called a few people, racers, promoters, etc. Say, hey, what's going on? And I could conceivably see 100 cars just in brackets alone. I mean, I shoot low. You know, some people are asking, is it a 2-day race? I mean, not right now. It'll be one race. Cause you don't want to, I don't know what the car count's going to be. You know, so we have to, make it a smooth event and make it customer service oriented and have a good time, you know, for everybody.
That's
and
right.
then I think just build it from there.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
But I do know cars that are secretly coming, which is very cool.
Nice.
And so we will, but I'm gonna put up for, you know, you better show up, you know, and so talk is cheap to me. You better be there. Just shut up and race, like I always say, you know. And
that's right. That is your motto, and I love it.
Well, you know, because at the end of the day, I mean, when we did Super Pro Street at Orlando Speed World last year, and it's Super Pro Street is a very nostalgic class that competed there 20 plus years ago, with the likes of Pat Musey and Tony Christian and all those guys, Monty Burney. And so we tried to bring it back in a sense for the guys who maybe are kind of pro mod-ish, I call them, but didn't really have the financials to try to go compete, you know, at the NHRA level, you know, or have the big chic money and things like that.
Right.
So we kind of threw a bunch of rules together, and with the help of John Sears and a bunch of other people, and you know, we threw it together, and of course they're going to complain, right? Making rules is one of the most thankless jobs out there, right? Because you're not going to ever win. And so we put it together,
Right.
and funny enough, we had a turbo car that qualified in, I mean, it's probably a 380 car, but you know, he was going 390s and pretty separated from the field, but he didn't win. And a consistent 420 nitrous car won. So everybody's like, oh, you know, we need to do this, need to do that. I'm like, no, because there's no bandwidth on this class yet, because the car that you were so scared of, you didn't show up because of, he didn't win. He went out second round. He rolled the light. So that's called racing.
Yeah,
And
there it is.
that's
right.
that's where Shut Up and Race shows up, because the guy who's consistently making a 420, 421, 422, he won. So
Gotta love it.
just again,
That's
you just got
racing.
to go out and have fun. I mean, people are like, why do we need another pro mod organization? I can't answer that personally. Do we? Maybe, maybe not. I think there's things that need to be done right.
That's a very
Um,
good point. Yeah, that's a good
a
point,
lot,
bro.
a lot of things I don't think are, they look great on the surface, but if you kind of read the fine print, they're not really doing as much for the sport as people think they are. Um,
I've picked
you
up
know,
on that as well. I'm pretty sure we're talking
and
about the same thing.
yeah, and it's not only that, and it's just you have to bring in the new generations too, and you'll get to that eventually, right? I mean, you have to pivot um, to keep this stuff going, and you can't. I don't like invite only. I can't stand it. I think it's something for everybody. You need spectators. You need a new crop of of racers, and you have to have good customer service. Um, first and foremost, as you know, as a business owner, um, and treat people with respect and humanity and and all that. And
Yeah.
it's got to be fair. I'm not that popular of a person, but I know I have integrity, and I can't be bought. So
Amen, brother. Well, I think you're popular. Actually, as a matter of fact, Eddie, I love you, man. I think you're a super great dude, and what stands out to me about you the most, brother. Other than obviously you're a veteran, and that takes it to a whole nother level. But you have no problem speaking your mind. You're 100% transparent, and you have no problem saying if that's a dumb idea or if you disagree or if you think it's a great idea. And when it's time to get down to it, you get to it, dude. When it was, hey, we need to put this class, or get a class, you went up there, you figured it out, you got it, you did it, you made the. I'm like, so just the whole competence and character level that I always talk about. You got it there, dude. So you're probably only popular with the guys that can't
yeah,
handle
and
it.
honestly, it, yeah, and honestly, that and everybody does these things behind the scenes. Is where the real work gets done. Even as simple as a bracket class. I mean, I knew all the answers, but I wanted to kind of step back and make sure, check myself, and make sure what I'm saying is valid. Going forward. So I mean,
Right.
the no box is foolproof. I mean, it's competed pretty much on a regular basis at any NHRA, even IHRA, WDRA track. People are going to be familiar with the rules already. It's just like they're going to show up for a points race. So double entries will be allowed. I will explain off channel what that is.
Okay, fair enough.
What that means. Um, and again, so yeah, I mean, it's all good. We'll do first round buybacks, and then we'll see what the turnout is, and we'll adjust the schedule and go from there.
Yeah.
First, we just ask everybody for prayers and patience, and I know both of us are obviously receptive and open to feedback, and it's more than welcome. But come with a solution if you have a problem. That's how I've
Oh,
always learned.
man, I'm so
Uh,
glad you brought that up. That was always one of my biggest pet peeves. If there's a problem and you don't have a solution or an idea on how to fix it, then you're just bitching. So don't come bitching about nothing unless you have a solution. Bottom
yeah.
line.
I mean, I think it's going to be great, with the Pro Extreme. And I'm honestly, I know what those cars are. I've never done ADRL before, because I lived in, the West Coast before I moved to Florida. So I know what they are, and I think there's some people come ready to play, because I think they just, at the end of the day, there's people that want to race,
Yeah.
and they don't want any the BS and the nonsense. I mean, for me, an enjoyable event is just exciting but low key, I think, at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, and just making it an enjoyable event. And so we'll see how it goes. I think we can get juniors. I think we'll get some dragsters. you're going to get people that want to race. And I think the payouts are only a small part of it, truthfully, because once you take a look at an event, these drag and drive events, only the winner wins money. And there are lines of people. So I work Sick Week every year, which starts at Orlando.
Yeah.
And only the winner wins wins prize money for these events. And they are capped. But it's become such a spectacle of people, of racers, new generation racers, old school racers. You know, they want to be a part of it, and I think you got to build that reputation of I want to be a part of it, and I just want to race. You know, and we've been finding that out the past couple of years. I mean, the economy, we don't really need to go there. You know, and people want us to kind of stay close. You know, so you make it reasonable, you make it a good event, and they'll keep coming back, and they'll tell people will build cars just for events. You know,
You're right about that, Eddie. I've actually had I probably can't count on two hands how many people have reached out and actually said that they're building a car to come run with us, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
Right on, man. That's great, sweet. You know,
and anybody that knows me, that knows that I play it by the book, but I'm fair and flexible on the rules. I'm personally still waiting on my chassis stickers, but let me handle that part. If somebody needs a chassis cert or anything like that, I will still look at it. I don't have stickers yet from NHRA. They're kind of backlogged up there. So we will work on that aspect. We will work on licensing aspect as well. I've already had people ask me about it. We won't ding them unless they go, like on a junior dragster. There's a lot of rules in place. You got to play by those rules. The license stuff we will work on. I will take care of all that. Start, getting that flowing. And what people don't understand about having an HR license is there's a lot of benefits to those. A lot of people think this stuff is a scam. It's a money scam. Well, there are insurance benefits that are a part of a membership. And I have a lot of examples of people that have used it. So there are, again, a lot of benefits to having this, not just CYA.
Yeah, right. There's more to it.
It absolutely is more to it, and people just don't, they just think it's more money.
Right. Which, I guess
necessarily.
I get that there's an associated cost, but in the big scheme of things, the benefits outweigh the whatever it costs to get it,
I believe so. Obviously with any insurance, you hope to not have to use it, right? But if you know it's there, you're covered,
That's right.
But part of my job and whoever I'm working with is shortcuts. I've heard rumors. I deal with it all the time. I've been all over the country doing tech. And, there are limitations. Cars are getting faster. Wrecks are happening a lot faster. There's a lot more wrecks now. There's a lot of awareness problems, I think, with people in their own cars, not really knowing where their levers are and things like that.
That could be bad.
I think so. And at the end of the day, safety is at the forefront. I know a lot of people have asked, what are you going to do about it? I'm like, it's by the book. And obviously, Ryan, I have relationships across the board. NHRA knows what we're doing, what we're trying to do. And full blessings from everybody, support from everybody that have reached out. And that's the way it should be.
Amen, man.
Fair competition with other organizations, which is fine. But at the end of the day, growing the sport is what we need to do. For sure.
It benefits everyone. Benefits everyone involved.
Yeah. And I see no enemies here. No demons, and none of that. So
yeah,
I think it's going to be good. It's going to slow roll it out of the gate, and then, we'll see what happens.
That's right. Yeah. Well, man, I tell you, Eddie, I couldn't be more grateful to have you on the team, man. Obviously your knowledge and experience and network brings a tremendous value I mean, you're just a huge asset to the organization, man. And I lay heavy on you because I know that you have you have that knowledge and that know of what needs to happen, man. So I think it's a perfect team. And you're a veteran. I'm going to keep throwing it out there. And you're a veteran, and we all know what it's like. Well, let me rephrase that. Us veterans know what it's like to operate with other veterans versus dealing with civilians. Isn't that right, Adam?
Yeah. Well, like,
I think Adam's
I
muted,
mean, I
but that's funny.
I haven't made it public, full time, but like I'm switching jobs next month, and it's funny because the guy who interviewed me is retired Navy. Now I'm retired Air Force, but at the end of the day, why I'm going where I'm going is because of that structure, that discipline,
That's right.
and all those factors, and they're very veteran friendly. So it'll be interesting to see. That's probably going to screw me out of a lot of your stuff, but
No. Well, hey, man, you've already made it clear. You've made it clear since day one that was your position. You made it clear that there were opportunities ahead of you. And of course, obviously, man, we want you to do what's best for you, and you want to do what's best for you, and that's fine. And you've made it very clear that you would help and facilitate to make sure that we were taken care of moving forward at other events in the event that you couldn't participate.
Yeah.
And so again, man, like I couldn't be in better hands, dude. Honestly, I appreciate you, dude.
Yeah, and we'll get that working on that behind the scenes. Again, I should have my schedule in a couple of weeks, but
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Well, we're coming up on Georgia. I think the weather's looking really good, and again, we're gonna have to be flexible and have patience. And it's a little warm here in Florida right now. It's over 85 degrees, I think, today. So
Dang.
Lots of water, and we'll figure it out. I'll bring the blow up T-Rex costumes if we got some downtime, and then if I'm not busy in tech, I'll just have to storm the crowd or something, because I think a lot of that, if you look at Ryan, and I suggest you go to potentially an NHRA national event if you not already have, and kind of see how they operate, just like Raul said today. Kind of get a vibe on how they operate. Then obviously you've been going to other events and how they operate too.
Yeah.
I mean, Duck's races are that I'd say that is a premier level for what he's doing.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You're right. It does take a while to get to that point. He's so structured. I'm very grateful. Adam and I had an opportunity to go down there, and you know what else was really cool about it? I don't know how many people actually know Donald, but when he saw me, he was so inviting. He's like, "Oh man, it's nice to meet you, man." And he pulled us off to the side, and he literally spent an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at him.
Yeah, at least.
We sat there, and man, he just was like, he was so open and shared information and was so cool. And he's like, and he was very transparent about everything. Like he thought about buying the ADRL at one point, and then was like, "Hey, a couple years ago, I wasn't sure what I was doing. I would have sold you this, but I'm glad that I didn't, because now look, and it's taken a lot of time to get to this point." And so I have to manage. I told Adam, I was like, "Man, I got to manage my expectations, because now not only did we go to Donald's event, then we went to World Series of Pro Mod. I went to the U.S. Street Nationals, which was another huge event. So, but I always want to operate though with that vision in mind. So as long as we operate with that vision in mind and not focus on the little piddly shit, I think big things are going to happen for us. Actually, I know they are. They already are happening for us. I mean, how great is that Renegade Fuels called me back, and actively pursued me to do a sponsorship, and it was great, man. And Fuel Tech and Chris Duncan Race Cars. So I'm getting, that's one thing I forgot to mention. I didn't bring it up, and I need to. The ADRL is officially sponsoring No Prep Kings Street Beast Doc. What a cool dude. Love the guy. And I don't even watch TV in No Prep Kings and Street Outlaws and all that stuff. I don't. I know this guy because of Chris Duncan and Amanda Hoover talking about how awesome he was. And I didn't really know who the guy was, honestly. And no offense to him, I just don't watch a lot of TV. However, he came across my feed somehow. You know how they pick up on what you're talking about. He came across my feed looking for a sponsorship. And I thought, well, that's ironic because I just had this conversation with Chris Duncan and Amanda about the guy. And he was looking for sponsors. And I thought, you know what? He's racing at all the tracks that we have events at, and plus some. And they got a huge schedule. It's all live televised. I mean, apparently a lot of people like him. He's a super cool guy. And I thought, hey, why not? Let's sponsor the guy. So we're going to get a big fat 9x12 ADRL logo on the back window of his new 1970. I think it's an what is it? I can't remember. I don't think it's a Chevelle. I think it almost looks like a Buick or a Monte Carlo. I'm not sure what it is, but it's going to be badass. So haven't told anybody yet. So that was a big announcement. We want to talk about that on the podcast tonight, that we're sponsoring Doc. So good luck with that guy to that guy and his season on No Prep Kings. So that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I know.
Cool.
Right? Yeah, I thought so too. Adam,
Yeah,
I think
no,
you're muted. Adam's trying to talk.
I'm not trying to talk. No, I was.
Okay, gotcha. My bad.
Yeah, we've got people in the chats putting up Nova, and I was just giving a sign for we're at an hour and 41
Nova.
minutes.
Gotcha. It's a Nova, 1970 Nova. Hour and 40 minutes. That's all right.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we will let everybody go, although I know how much everybody loves watching the program. It was a busy, action-packed program tonight. Eddie, hey, brother. Thanks for coming on and jumping on. And for anybody that's listening, this is Mr. Eddie Maloney. You can't see him, but you can hear him. He's our new tech director and competition director. We appreciate you a ton, dude. Much love. And to everybody watching, we will be back next week. Not sure when, but it'll be live at the event. We'll probably actually have Eddie and Adam and I and everybody else on this one next Thursday. So
Yeah, it should be
a good time.
same time. Just like everything should be just like normal, provided it all goes well.
Yes, provided it all goes well. Eddie, do you have any parting words, brother?
Yeah, no, I'll have about a 4-hour drive, so I will not be on that. I'll be getting in late. So.
Oh, gotcha. All right, man. Well, Eddie, thanks for joining in, brother, and we'll talk to you soon, dude.
See ya.
All right. Piece of chicken grease.
All right. Wrap
All right.
this up and-
Eric Ganton. Yeah. So that is exciting. So we are going to be sponsoring Doc, Street Beast, No Prep Kings. They got 15 events this year, and they got a lot going on. So keep an eye out for his car. You'll see a big fat ADRL sticker on the back window. That actually just happened recently. And again, I want to thank all of our sponsors, Chris Duncan Race Cars, Fuel Tech USA, and last but not least, Renegade Fuels, Oil, and Traction Compound. Renegade and Toby, thanks again for that sponsorship. So I'm proud of that. It's my first 3 sponsors. Feel like a big guy now. Yeah. Anything else? Support us. Support us. Anybody that's still watching, support us. Give us stars. If you don't know how to get them, research it or whatever. But we'll take any support. Give us stars.
I mean, yeah, we're putting out we've got the free live stream that we'll be putting out here on our Facebook and YouTube channel. I mean, if you want to support by even purchasing a ticket for a single day, you could.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying, there's ways.
Yeah. If you want to buy a ticket and not show up, that would be great. Thanks, Nate. I appreciate that, brother.
We'd love to see you in the seats, of course, because ain't nothing like being there. You can watch all the live streams you want. It doesn't compare.
No, it doesn't compare. But Prince Adam will definitely have our events live streaming. So we'll be getting all that going. And let's see. ADRL store merch. Go to the ADRL store on the website. Buy yourself some merch, man. It's good shit. It really is good shit. If you ask me, I think this is better than the Yeti tumblers, man. This thing it's solid. I could kill somebody with this thing. I promise you. I know that might sound a little aggressive, but it's true. I'll be at ADRL in Texas this year. All right. Well, I tell you what. Eric, that's going to be a throwdown. That is going to be a banger of an event there in Texas because all the pro mods run down there. Anything else? Anything else we're missing, Adam? I think we got a good outline here. I'm just trying to go everything.
Pretty darn well.
Yeah, especially in an hour and
we didn't cover it in an hour and 45 minutes. Woo! I don't know.
You know me, man. I get to talking and our guests talk, and it's all good. But like something that's the tracks y'all be racing at.
Yeah,
What's the tracks y'all be racing at? So great question. We're going to be racing at SGMP, South Georgia Motorsports Park, for Georgia Drags 8. That'll be March 15th and 16th. That'll be in about a week and a half. Then we are going over to Montgomery International Dragway. That'll be for Georgia Drags, May 3rd and 4th.
That'll be for Drag Wars.
Drag Wars, I mean. What did I say?
You said Georgia Drags.
Oh, my bad. No, Drag Wars. Montgomery's Drag Wars. That'll be May 3rd and 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are actually looking at possibly putting on a race in Steele, Alabama at Alabama International Dragway with Jason Collins and his track up there, hopefully in June. That would be super cool.
Yeah, we'll see when.
Thanks, Nick.
We're still working out or trying to figure out the dates on that.
Oh, yeah. We're not sure about the dates. It could be June, it could be summer, it could be September. I don't know. We are also going to be in Huntsville, Alabama at Rocket City Dragway. That'll be in October.
26th.
October 26th.
5th and 6th. 25th and 26th.
25th and 26th of October.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks, Adam.
Yep.
And then November
15th
and 16th. And that is going to be at XRP in Ferris, Texas. Clyde Scott's track, managed by the spectacular couple Galen and Celeste. Thank you, man. Good job, Adam. I don't know why that escaped my brain real quick. No, Galen and Celeste, they run a tight ship down there.
Yes, they do.
So we're looking forward to getting down there.
I just don't hear anything from Clyde anymore.
Welcome,
the guy doesn't get online. He doesn't talk about what's going on or anybody that he's looking to race.
I love it when he drinks that Texas tea and goes live, man, and starts talking shit.
Yesterday, talking it
man.
Up.
For those of you that don't know Clyde Scott, know him. All right, I'll promote the shit out of Clyde.
Great.
Go check him out, man. I mean, he is funny as shit. Very serious dude, great business guy, loves his drag racing, loves talking shit. And when he starts, and he also loves his Texas tea. So when he gets to sipping on that Texas tea, he likes to turn that live button on and talk a little trash. And he's good at it. He's really good at it.
Yes, he was.
Texas Most Wanted. That's right. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. Watch his videos.
Yeah.
Just go to Clyde Scott's page, or I think Extreme Raceway Park's page, and watch his videos, man. It is dynamite shit.
I'd love to get him. I'd love to talk him into having a show on our channel because, boy, what a joy to watch that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we got to get him on there. When we go to XRP, we'll talk some.
Yeah,
we'll talk some shit. But I do want to announce, got a lot of guys coming out. Not announced, but we do have a lot of Pro Mod, a lot of Pro Nitrous, Junior Dragsters, and a lot of Extreme Dragsters coming out. Talked to Bubba Stanton yesterday. Bubba will definitely be coming. There's a whole list of them. Actually, I don't have them in front of me, but we could talk later about them.
We'll save that for next week's episode.
Yeah, we will. Other than that does it. That does it for tonight's episode, Prince Adam.
Put a bow on this baby.
All right, let's do it. Hey, love everybody. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for tuning in. Follow, like, subscribe, throw some stars at us. Whatever you feel like would be necessary. Go buy some tickets and not show up. Whatever you want to do, it's good. Just buy a couple wristbands. I don't know.
Any support out there.
Hey, there's Kids Zone tickets you could buy for $5. There's
so many
$5 out there. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll take whatever we can get. I don't know. I'm getting pretty good at these sponsors, though. We may not have to beg for money anymore. Partners.
No, just partners.
Oh, okay. Sponsors.
Yeah, I mean, we could just go with a word that already exists that
okay.
kind of represents exactly what we're looking to do.
We'll just stick with the word that exists already.
It's already out there.
Yeah, it's already out there. It's established.
Yeah,
everyone knows it. It's partner.
Yep.
Partnership. Okay, great. And we'll talk more, and we'll do a press release with Renegade and let everybody know about their contingency programs. We'll have fuel from them available at the races. If anybody wants a discount on fuel, oil, there'll be a lot of stuff that'll come from that sponsorship as
more
well.
to come.
So,
That was hot off the presses.
yeah, hot off the presses. That actually happened like 3 or 4 hours ago. So I was happy to be able to squeeze that in for the podcast. Yep. But hey, much love, everybody. Until
Indeed.
next time. You know what that is. Peace and chicken grease.
If you don't know, better ask somebody.
That's right.